And good morning. It's Saturday morning. Glad to have you with us. David Keever along with Mike Powell, Brett Keever. Mike Powell just freshly off the jet airplane. I'm assuming you flew.
Yes, of course.
To New York City.
Yeah. Big Apple took a big bite out of my account. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, well, that's the first
apple.
thing he brings up. The big bite out of my account.
Big bite. Yeah, fresh out of the Big Apple.
So what was the
occasion?
Yeah, the occasion.
Oh, well,
and what did you do while in New York?
I took my granddaughter to see a play on Broadway.
Okay.
Yeah, that was part of it. Yeah, to actually go to New York, see a musical play called
Must have been thrilling.
Hadestown.
Oh, there we go.
Hadestown.
What is it?
Broadway. Hadestown.
Hades?
Hades.
Like hell?
Like hell.
Okay.
Yeah, Hadestown.
Okay.
Yeah, it's based on a Greek myth.
Okay.
So yeah, that was the main thing. And, of course, there were other things. Madison Square Garden, Empire State Building. But it was raining the whole time. So that made it a little bit tough.
I was just sitting here thinking, what do people think when they hear the sentence, it's based on a Greek myth?
Yeah.
Sounds awful.
I don't know what I think. I don't even know what I think.
Yeah, well, the characters were named Orpheus, Eurydice, of course, Hades, and Persephone.
Only Mike Powell would go to New York to see that.
There you go.
Only on Sports Talk can you hear about a play based on
a Broadway play based on a Greek myth.
There you go. Very, very, very. What? Any other things you did? You made sure you did while you there. Brett said he wished he would have got a hold of you, knew you were going, so he could get you to Cafe Wa, so you could enjoy the music. In there, but
I didn't do that.
Well, I didn't know who he went with, so
Right.
I don't know if that's a trip that something to do with your granddaughter.
Granddaughter, yeah, I don't know. She wanted to go to Tiffany's.
His granddaughter's 35.
We had breakfast at Tiffany's, of course. Oh God!
You did do that?
We went to Tiffany's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, Central Park. Well, with the rain, I mean, we would have done more, but
yeah. Well, I wondered. That was going to be my next question. How much did the rain affect you?
And that really,
you were lucky. You missed it here.
Yeah.
But
anyway, I got caught in the rain Tuesday night evening in Times Square, and then my phone got wet, then it got damaged, and then I was out of communication. So.
Mike, you're out of communication when you have a perfect phone.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna. I was leaving myself open for that one.
But,
what we have here is a failure to communicate.
Good morning. It says here from Swannanoa, North Carolina.
Swannanoa.
That would be Hooks
in
Swannanoa this morning, home of Owen High School, where we've been several times. I have anyway.
Well, the War Horses
in the past. Yep,
that's what
home
I
of the
remember
War Horses.
about them.
Football, basketball games up there. Lovely area in Swannanoa. Used to go by Swannanoa Owen, then it went to Black Mountain Owen, and now I think it's just Owen.
Charles D.
Charles
Owen.
D. Charles D. Owen High School.
Home of Brad Daugherty.
Brad Daugherty and another famous Brad.
Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson,
Yep.
Super Bowl winning QB.
A Super Bowl winning QB. Now, did Daugherty ever win an NBA?
That's a great question.
Not that I know of.
He was never on an NBA champion. Hook says camping till August 18th. So that's take him right up to football, right up to the high school football season. Get one from Ned here. Swannanoa, also home of what college? I'll give you guys that. What college? What small college?
Black Mountain College?
No.
Warren Wilson.
Got it.
Oh.
Warren Wilson.
What was you going to say?
Mars Hill, isn't that somewhere up in that
It's
area?
in that area, yeah.
A little further west, I think.
Yeah, Warren Wilson College.
What about
Warren Wilson?
Where's Montreat? Is that somewhere up that way too?
It's a whole
Kinda,
general area.
Yeah. But I guess this one actually addresses in Warren Wilson's address is actually in Swannanoa. Maybe is the difference. I don't know what you guys thought about the weekend sports. The Olympics. We talked about that last week. Of course, they're still rolling. I guess they wind up
Sunday,
today, tomorrow, something like that.
The only thing left really is the men's basketball final. Well, there's some other things, but that's the one we probably have the most interest in.
Well, let me tell you how much interest I've got in it.
None.
Who are they playing?
France.
Okay.
France.
I did hear that. I have to take that back. I thought I didn't know.
Which means they're playing.
But I did hear that.
Phenomenal rookie. What's his name, Brett?
Victor Wembanyama.
He hasn't been that phenomenal.
No.
Yeah. He's not as good as Jokic, and they beat Jokic.
They did beat Jokic in a phenomenal comeback from 17 down.
Yep.
Well, he's only 19 or 20.
Right. Right. Yeah.
He will be that good.
Think he will?
Yeah.
Okay.
I say they have an easier time with France than they do with.
Well, maybe they'll know that going into the game, we can't afford to get down 17 in this one because we're not guaranteed a comeback.
Anything less than a goal would be absolutely.
How much of that game did you guys see?
I saw some of the comeback.
Most of the second half.
Did you?
Yeah.
I failed again. I'll just go ahead and tell you straight up. Failed to see any. I did see highlights.
Steph Curry, 36 points.
Yeah.
Lighted it up.
Yeah. So if you're going to start a team, would you rather have Curry or would you rather have the Joker?
Well,
Joker because of age.
Age probably is the main thing.
Yeah.
He's, 8-10 years younger?
He looks 8-10 years older.
Older than Steph. But Steph's 35, 34 at least.
Around there, yeah. Joker's maybe 27, 28. First time he's wanted to play, I guess. Maybe he's been recovering from injuries times before. I'm not sure.
I don't know. First time playing.
It is his
first He said he had
Olympics.
A ball. He loves it. Glad he joined.
He's not the big, lanky, tall, heavy, any of that. How long can he play?
I know.
Yeah. I mean, looks to be in excellent shape. When will it start, deteriorating? You said he's how old, 35?
Yeah.
LeBron's 39 or 40?
39.
39. And LeBron, is more like his body's more like a machine than Curry's is.
Oh, yeah.
So it could break down at any time, But Curry just seems like, I don't know, he seems like he could play up into his 40s.
Yeah.
He's
actually 36.
If he doesn't ever let up, if he just keeps doing what he's doing.
And he keeps shooting the basketball the way he has his whole career.
And can probably help a team even if it's off the bench.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
Several years.
Yeah, I mean, we got guys
in the future
making $8-10 million a year who play 4 minutes, right? I mean, so I don't see why he couldn't help a team, even if it wasn't in a starting role as he advances.
Yeah.
You know where Steph Curry was born?
Charlotte.
Akron, Ohio.
Oh, my goodness. I think I heard that
Same
before.
Same as LeBron.
Yeah, I think I've heard that before just because of that.
I thought he was born in the back of a Greyhound bus. No, that's a song. Sorry.
What's that got to do with Akron? Yeah, interesting. Ned
rolling
says,
down Highway 41.
41.
Does that go through Akron? I doubt it.
No, not coming from the band that came from. The guy
somewhere
from
down in Georgia.
Serbia. The guy from Serbia. This is from Ned. Is one of the Hornets. That is on the Hornets roster. The guy from Serbia that's on the Hornets roster played well against the USA. There's your trivia question of the day. Who is that? Because none of us know. The guy from Serbia that's on the Hornets. I can't name a Hornet, I don't think. I did know the guy that was like the young... The rookie or whatever that came in. Who was their draft pick that's last year, Brett?
The guy from Alabama, Brandon Miller.
Yeah.
Well, they still have LaMelo Ball.
Yeah. Why don't you hear as much about him anymore?
A lot of injuries.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I know it's the off season as well, but which would play in. But Lenny says Daugherty was drafted by Cleveland as the first pick. This is Brad Daugherty out of Owen. And I think he played the entire career there before retiring, long before LeBron brought home the title for the Cavaliers. So, Brad Daugherty, he's had a heck of a life, though, getting into racing right after leaving the NBA. Not long after leaving the NBA, he's getting into racing.
Yep, 86 to 96 with Cleveland.
And that's all he played.
That was it.
Yeah. So, wow, I thought the career would have been longer than that.
Yeah.
Sometimes not quite as long.
But 10 years, what is the average NBA career, Brett? Well, I mean, I don't really know.
10 years, 11 seasons.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah. That's a pretty good run for one.
Yeah. I wonder how deep they ever went. Do you remember? I can't go back that far and think.
They had he was there with Mark Price. You remember Jordan hit the big shot?
Yeah.
Against them.
I always remember that.
That was
He had many big shots.
He did.
That was pretty late. I don't know if that was the Eastern Conference Finals or if it was the semifinals, but
the only shot I remember, the shot I remember Jordan hitting the most is when he took his left arm and threw the Utah defender about 15 feet to get out of his way so he could make that shot. And that was still, I'm waiting on the whistle on that particular.
yeah, well, this one was way earlier than that in his career. This was like his first big
Was it
game
Byron
winning.
Russell?
Yeah.
Is that the right name? The guy.
It's either Byron or Brian. I think it's Brian.
Okay. Let's see. We got an answer to the trivia here about who's the guy from Ned's question. Bogdanovich.
Yeah, if he's a Hornet, I didn't know about it.
Bogdanovich from Ned's question. Okay.
Bogdanovich.
I'm going to say the name is something like that. Just as
he was the second best player on Serbia's team, but
now we've got a different name.
I don't think he plays for the Hornets.
Hook says it is Vasilij, something like that. Micic. Micic.
Yeah, he might be a Hornet. I don't know about him.
Yeah, because that's a name I've never heard that I remember in my life. I want to. You asked going for go. Is that game today?
Yeah, 3:30.
3:30 today.
The bronze game just happened and Serbia won. Serbia beat Germany in the bronze.
I don't know who France had to beat to get to the final. No,
Germany.
Oh, that's right, Germany.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be the Final Four.
Final Four.
Yeah, Canada not making it was the big upset or surprise.
Canada's not had a good Olympics, have they?
I don't know, but they're basketball
better than
team,
Russia, which wasn't even there, right? They
well,
were
not
banned.
much though, because didn't Canada get disqualified for
Did they?
Several different things?
Right.
Jason says yes, Micic, and I'm guessing Mikic is the Hornets player from Serbia. Wow.
Well, they got the wrong one.
Yes, they did. Again.
I'm surprised.
Not the Serbian you want on your team.
You want the other one.
Got it wrong again, as they have so many times.
Well, so that pretty well wraps it up today. There may be some other stuff, but that's the only thing I'm interested in, is the gold medal game.
Did you see
basketball.
while we're on this Olympic thing, did you see the horrible time that the 4x100 relay team had? The U.S. 4x4.
I didn't see it. I just saw that did they get disqualified or just get penalized?
Yeah, but it really didn't matter. They finished 7th anyway.
Oh,
yeah,
because they couldn't get together on the passing of the transfer of the baton. It was ugly. I mean, it was ugly.
Well, Noah Lyles was supposed to be on that team, and of course, we know what happened to him. He got COVID, and then he still ran in the 200-meter sprint, and he had nothing left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was gassed, and he's had asthma or something his entire life, and of course, if you get COVID, And
Did
you've
you
had
see him
asthma, it's a
after
lot
the
worse.
race?
Yeah, I
I
did.
mean,
Oh,
I
yeah,
was-
he was.
laying there
I was
gasping.
worn
worried
out.
about him.
Yeah, I
I
know.
was really worried about him.
Mhm.
I mean,
Ned says, here we go with this name again. I wish I knew how to say it exactly. Vasilije Mikic came to the Hornets in a trade, and he said it's pronounced me chick.
me check. Okay.
No, Ned, you are not a chick. Me chick. Number 2, Ball won't wear ankle braces. Now he's talking about not the basketball, but
LaMelo.
which
ball.
one do they have?
Ball.
LaMelo won't wear ankle braces, which has helped Curry so much, so he just gets paid to sit on the bench. Well, he's smarter than the average man, getting that check.
Right. And he gets paid anyway and sits on the bench.
The women's basketball final is tomorrow. I don't know what else is tomorrow, but that is one event that's tomorrow.
Was that?
And it's also U.S. and France.
Really?
Yeah.
Does anybody have any doubt that the U.S. women?
That would be a huge upset.
How
if
many
they-
gold
if they
medals?
lost.
How many wins in a row in the Olympics is astounding.
How many basketball teams make the Olympics? And
Wasn't
is
it 12?
Is
Didn't
it
we
the
go
same
through that
in women
last
and
week?
men? Is it the same in women and men? It's just odd that it's the two same.
Yeah.
I could see the U.S. being in both, but France to be in both. That's it's got to be a pretty good.
Yeah, and I don't know
notch
how
for
many
France.
international players the WNBA even has. It's not near as many as the NBA. I mean, the U.S.
No, it's not.
Right.
The U.S. is dominant in women's
Oh, yeah.
basketball.
With evidently no clear number 2.
I don't think so. I didn't.
You know who I would expect?
I don't know if France is the second best or not.
I don't know how to why, but Germany's who I'd expect to be their top contender for some reason.
And they weren't in the.
Have you seen some of those women from Germany?
They got beaten the quarterfinals by France.
Let's see. Hook says terrible, running up his teammates' back. I guess he's talking about.
The baton passing.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly
I haven't
what he
seen
did.
clips of
They
that.
didn't time it right. They couldn't get the exchange. It was just absolutely. I mean, it looked like middle school relay. Yeah, high schoolers do it much better than they managed to do it yesterday. Jason says it's only fitting that Team USA basketball is playing for gold medal today. The date is 8/10/24. It happens to be the jersey numbers of Kobe, 8 and 24.
The 10's what he wore in the Olympics.
And the 10 for Team USA. How about that? So is
Well,
that just they're doomed? It's automatic win.
Yeah.
He also says the men's 4x100 relay team not medal in the events has not medaled in the event since 2004
Ooh.
and hasn't won gold since 2000.
So they hadn't been very good in it.
Yeah,
For the last this century.
And I would like to see how the guys have done individually. You know,
I know.
Have we had
in other
gold?
events?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if that's the case, we just can't get it together
No.
on that relay. And is there as much pressure to get the baton passed cleanly when it's like a 4x400? I'd say no. I mean, you still want to get it clean, but when it's 4x100,
Yeah, that
the
is.
four guys are sprinting.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea who coaches stuff like this, and it's probably been different throughout all those years. I'm sure it's been different since 2000. It hasn't been the same person, but you know, U.S. should be able to do better. To
Yeah,
me,
you
in
would
that
think so.
one event. I mean, to me in that one event, that right there just
Well, then that's our
blows my
thing. The
mind.
track and field is
Yeah,
we've been
right.
dominant.
right, with the exception of Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
You know.
That's right.
But yeah, the men's 4x100 relay team has not medaled in the event since 2004. Not in the top 3
That's
since
hard to
2004.
figure out.
And that's a long time now. That's 20 years.
20 years.
And hasn't won gold since 2000. See if we would. I'm going to ask Jason this. Send me, if you know, the names of that 2000 team that won the gold. I want to see if it's names that we recognize.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do you
I
think,
doubt it.
do you?
I wouldn't think so.
You don't think maybe the best sprinter at the time that we'd have known his name and he was on that?
I don't know.
You know, I mean, Carl Lewis.
Oh, he was before that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just saying that
Yeah.
kind of. That kind of name.
Michael Johnson, he was a good one.
I was going to say Michael Phelps.
Maybe around that time. Yeah.
Michael Phelps, he dominated his event. I will say that. The U.S. is not in the lead in medals, and the U.S. is not in the lead in gold.
Well, I thought
Well, let me take that back. They are in the lead in
Total
medals.
medals.
They are in the lead in medals.
Weren't they tied with
By
China
far.
with 33 each?
Well, China now has 34, so maybe while you slept,
Why I slept. They got another
they
one.
may have picked up.
We're killing them in overall medals.
Yeah,
Bronze
yeah,
and silver.
112.
Yeah.
But we should be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but we should be. And that's pretty close for, hopefully they pick up a gold today in basketball.
Yeah.
And, if they counted giving every single one of those players gold, then we'd win.
Yeah, by far the gold medal count. And we figure to win one in women's basketball tomorrow. I mean, you still got to play the game, but.
I wonder why, if it's a team sport, it don't count for more.
Yeah, you would think.
Maybe I'm wrong in thinking that maybe it should.
I saw a little bit of our bronze game in volleyball, men's volleyball last night. We did get the bronze in that, defeated Italy, so I touted that.
Jason says, what happened in yesterday's event is that the second leg runner, Kenny Bednarik, one of his kin to Chuck. You guys don't know who that is, do you?
I know the name.
Lanny might know who that is. Chuck Bednarik. I'm pretty sure he's not kin to him, but I just threw that out there. Chuck Bednarik was a headhunter for the Eagles, I think, back in the day, a football player.
Okay.
Would just – remember when what's the guy that played for the Giants and then went on to be a broadcaster on Monday Night Football? Married Kathy Lee.
Oh.
Frank Gifford.
Yeah.
The hit he took that they always show all the time was Chuck Bednarik.
That was him.
And knocked him out. Knocked him completely out of a game.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got off on that.
And he was
because
with
of
the
this
Eagles,
name.
correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Giants-Eagles was really a rivalry back
oh,
then.
yeah, man.
Kenny Bednarik took off too early, and once he received the baton, they were outside of the exchange. That's exactly what happened. But you should have seen the baton was like rolling up somebody's chest. It's like it wasn't even at one time. It wasn't even in somebody's hand. It was just like crawling up somebody's chest. And
that must be about.
By the time he got a hold of it, he's way out of the box. By the time he got a hold of it, it says Bednarik didn't run the preliminary heats as he had to run out of the other events of the day for the of the preliminaries. Yeah.
Well, obviously he was rusty.
Yeah, and the fact that the one that we talked about
Lyles.
not being able to run, that figured
probably
in.
Was huge.
Figured in as well. A couple more messages rolling in here. Butch says the USA had a 16-year-old start, and Wiles was replaced. So they had a 16-year-old start in this relay.
Whoa.
Exchanges are very difficult. You have small exchange zone. Yeah. And you want to be running at full speed.
Full speed.
I agree. It is tough, but how many times you think that this was practiced?
Well, right.
I would say thousands, not even hundreds, but up into thousands. Ned says Chuck Bednarik's nickname was Concrete Charlie.
Love
and
it.
Lenny says, first he says, was Bogdanovich from Ned's question. Got all these things rolling in here at the same time, overlapping each other. Hard for me to keep up. As one announcer said, this also from Lenny, as one announcer said, there are 3 guitar let me start over. As one announcer said, there are 3 guarantees: deaths, taxes, and the U.S. 4x100 team botching a baton exchange.
I love good one.
So evidently it's not the first time,
Yeah.
but it's the most recent and the one that we remember the most. And Jason says the 2000 relay team members were, I'm going to see if you recognize any of these names.
All right.
First of all, can you name any of those guys?
I can't.
I know the answer to that. John Drummond, Bernard Williams, Brian Lewis, and Maurice Green. I don't recall the names right off the top of my head.
Either.
I really don't. So that means they weren't an individual star. You know what I mean? I mean, you would think if it was an individual star in those Olympic events, you would remember the name, because we remember the names like Usain Bolt, Carl Lewis, Mark Spitz, you know, going back to a different sport, Sugar Ray.
Oh, yeah.
Names like that growing up. Into the medals real quick before we take our first time out. The U.S. does lead. China is second. U.S. 112, China 84. And to me, that's still a pretty good number for China, even though they're not going to catch the U.S. in total medals. But I'm anxious to see what events. It would be interesting to see today who's favored in what. We know the U.S. is favored in basketball, so they could at least match. You know, it's 34-33.
Well, they should win women's basketball, too.
Okay.
We got a chance to get up to 35, I think.
Not playing China, are they?
France.
That's right. I said France in both. You know, that's what I'm wondering. Is there anything else out there that China has a chance to get?
Yeah, I don't know what's
gold
left
today. I don't either.
I don't know.
And does it even go into tomorrow?
Well, I told you women's basketball is tomorrow morning.
It's tomorrow morning.
So
okay.
we're saying, when's the wrap-up, the concluding ceremony? Tomorrow night, Monday night? I don't know.
I don't know what's left.
Well, they're talking about this Olympics as one of the best in memory. I don't really know how to compare them. I mean, I remember the '84 Olympics.
Are they talking about competition-wise?
I guess so.
Oh, okay.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
You know, there's some world records set.
Looks like women's golf is still going.
Okay.
China any good in that?
Women's
You would
soccer.
think so.
China any good in that?
Are the U.S. women going to win another?
Men's
gold
high
medal?
jump. Men's 800 meter.
Oh, there are some stuff.
Women's 100 meter
Ooh.
hurdles.
Are all
I
those
thought that was
today?
already- That's what it says.
Okay.
Quite a few things going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. Taekwondo.
Uh-oh.
Well, it looks like it's.
we had the finals in breakdancing yet. And then
Oh, it's a quarterfinal. That was on this morning when I got up.
If the U.S. don't beat China in breakdown,
yeah,
got a problem.
We invent that?
Yeah, there's a lot still to go. Men's 4x400 meter relay. Let's see if the U.S. can do any better than that one.
Let's hope so.
Artistic swimming.
Formerly known as.
Synchronized?
Right.
Is it? Really?
I think so.
okay.
Pretty much.
Artistic. Artistic. They paint a picture. while
Men's.
they're
They give them a
beach
blank
volleyball.
canvas. And
Hook says they said that women's basketball was the final event tomorrow for the 2024 Olympics. So that will be the final event. And that's when the U.S. could wrap it up, or maybe they'll have it wrapped up already. And
could be.
you know, is there anything that you get, or any honor, or any kind of trophy for being the
overall best.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I don't think there is. And honestly, there shouldn't be, because guess what? There's countries on here that never have a chance.
No.
You know, some of the smaller countries just compete in what they can and never have a chance to be the overall leader. They're not in every sport.
Yeah, we compete in apparently every
Just
sport.
about everything, if not 100%. There are at least, this comes from Lenny, there are at least 4 team sports I know they can win. 2 basketballs, 1 soccer, and women's team volleyball.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's 4 right there. 4 goals. We could.
Well, he said they can win. He didn't,
Can win.
You know, he's not guaranteeing.
I'll go ahead and guarantee the women's. gold medal in basketball.
Whether a couple of countries, this comes from Hooks, whether a couple of countries want to be in Russia, that wasn't the Olympics this year because they were banned. Whether a couple of countries want to be in Russia. One being Russia is what he meant.
One being Russia.
Yeah, one being Russia. Not in there. And, yeah, that does make they're going to win some stuff that we would win.
Yeah, they would.
They're going to take a few away there, that's for sure. You would think. Mike says Hooks tried out for the Olympics for breakdancing. He just missed getting in. I want to see footage. Or maybe I do. Maybe I'm wrong. I like that.
Not.
I like that. Taking a jab. I like it this early in the morning. Let's see. Butch says, can't believe Mike doesn't know it's not breakdancing. It's called breaking.
Oh, breaking.
I can't believe Butch does know. I think I find it harder to believe that Butch does know.
He's been watching it. He's been watching the Olympics.
He's been doing it.
He's been doing it.
He's been practicing. Right there on the living room floor, Butch doing his breaking. Before we take our time out, China, 34 gold, U.S. 33, Australia, 18, Japan, 16, Great Britain, 14, France, 14, South Korea, 13, Netherlands, 13, Germany with 12, Italy with 11. From that point down, it's 7 or less, including Canada. With just 7.
Oh, Canada!
But they've been disqualified from 7 events, haven't they?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a rough Olympics for Canada. I'll try to give these in order real quick on total count. The United States with 112, China with 84. Then comes Great Britain with 57, France with 56, Australia with 48.
Yeah, they've done pretty well.
Japan, 37. Italy, 36. Not bad. 30 for the Netherlands. Don't think of them as a athletic powerhouse, but 30 total medals for the Netherlands. There was another one here real close to that. Germany, 29. 24 for Canada. Now I'm getting out of order a little bit because it's kind of at random. You can go way down and see that even 18 for Brazil. So,
what's been the big story out of these?
Yeah, I was going to say about basically the same thing. I was going to say the big surprise, but the big story would be the exact.
Well, of course, Katie Ledecky being dominant again. Greatest of all time. I
but
guess
you know what's going to be the most highlighted thing? What do you think is going to be the most highlighted thing in the Olympics? To me, it's going to be the 4x100.
Could be.
That's what we're going to see the most is the, the botched transfer of the baton.
And then, of course,
not that they would have still, I don't know how high they could have finished anyway, but that's just a picture.
If they were expected to win, then that would be a big thing. But if they weren't expected to win, then I don't.
Well, once they lost one guy and then had a 16-year-old in it.
Yeah.
As well.
16-year-old. That's a little hard to wrap my head around.
I really like watching that girl run the hurdles.
Oh, yeah.
The U.S. winner. She's like a machine.
She is a machine, yeah.
She just ran off and left everybody.
Yeah. She's from New Jersey. I do remember that.
Not New Zealand?
Yeah. She was born to run. That's why she's from New Jersey.
I like it. I like it. Hey, who's got their lyrics ready?
I'm ready.
Brett has his lyrics ready. Let me tell Mike this right quick. Ned says he sent Mike 2 texts with info.
Well,
Mike's phone is
dead.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess it is. I was going to say it's in the hospital.
I don't have another one yet.
It's already been taken to the morgue. It's not in the hospital.
Hey, I lost my phone in New York City one time.
Mike's phone is dead.
But I got it back. Got it back the next day.
He lost it in New York and got it back. How about that?
In the city of 8 million, 9 million. I think they were all in Times Square too. Believe me.
Yeah, that's where most of them are. That's for sure. All right, here's Brett's lyrics to start the morning.
Lonely feeling deep inside. Find a corner where I can hide.
Got it. Back in a moment.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Dr. John Clonger III and Dr. Aaron Hebner's mission is to earn their patients' respect and trust through the commitment and positivity, and offer the dental solutions in a professional environment to improve oral and overall health. The practice will be accepting new patients. Just call 704-735-0765 to schedule an immediate appointment. We can provide services like extractions, crowns, bridges, fillings, night guards, cleanings, and deep cleanings, sleep apnea appliances, partials, and dentures. We can also advise determine a treatment plan for dental implants. Dr. John Clonger III and Dr. Aaron Hebner, 904 Daunchy Drive, Lincolnton. Call 704-735-0765 to schedule your appointment and experience the dental profession in a warm and no-pressure environment. I'm telling you, the apple didn't fall far.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver, or visit mooneyinsurance.com.
It's time to get ready for spring. Time to head to Full Throttle Power Sports and 95 Trailers. Test drive an ATV or side-by-side today. Full Throttle Power Sports carries CF Moto, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, and Slingshot. And check out the trailers with brand names like SureTrack, Iron Bull, and Triton. Stop by or give them a call at 704-833-1270. Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com. They deal in fun.
Hi, folks. This is Will Poteet, president and co-owner of RE/MAX Crossroads. The real estate market is ever-changing, but it's not too late to sell your home for a great price. If you're thinking about selling your home, give us a call at 704-736-1717 to speak with one of our expert agents. We would love the opportunity to earn your business.
This is Creighton Kell with Kell Insurance. We have been helping people for over 25 years with all their Medicare needs. We represent the same national and local companies as the insurance agencies you see on TV. And you know what? We can sit down with you one-on-one and help you find the right plan just for you.
Kell Insurance is located beside the Cultural Center and behind Gillum Realty in downtown Lincolnton. 107 North Cedar Street. Call 704-732-4646 and follow them on Facebook. Kell Insurance.
Welcome back. Glad to have you with us. Second quarter, whichever. Butch got your lyrics and artist. I got it. Mike got it when I said Mike. Did you guess who it was?
Yeah, which gave it away.
Helped him a little bit
in
there.
terms of the artist.
Yep. No sugar tonight.
No sugar tonight in my coffee.
Yep.
No sugar tonight in my tea.
Yep.
Just a really great band from Canada that had a string of hits in the 60s. And music holds up, too, I think.
Canada's underrated.
It is, in music.
It is, because there's a lot. I didn't even realize they were from Canada. You just said it. I never even thought about it.
Neil Young's from Canada. I mean, there's a bunch.
Yep. Bryan Adams is one that comes to mind for me, but there are a lot. There are a lot more than you. I'm going to get in trouble for asking this one. Is Rush from Canada?
Yep.
I think so.
They're from Canada, too.
Yeah, I thought they were. Let's see. This is from Lenny. We're back on this relay. I think the 16-year-old that Butch was talking about ran the first leg of the 4x400 yesterday, Quincy Wilson. They still were able to slip in and qualify for the finals today. They can insert substitutes for the next race. Hook says, high school football getting ready to start. Has anyone seen the preseason rankings on Max Preps? No. I have not. Let me tell you, all you got to do is look at last year's rankings when the season ended, and the preseason rankings are
in there.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yep. There's not going to be much change. Now, it might change, from 1 through 106 or however many teams are in each class, but on down through there. But it's about the same every single year.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? And let me tell you something else too. Go back and write down every team that was in the state championships this last year. We had 8 football teams in the state championships.
Mm-hmm.
How many you think will be back again?
I'd say
at least 5?
I'd say at least 50% of them will be.
Well, that'd be 4.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's always a chance that.
And are you guys going to go watch Reidsville play Farmville Central in the state basketball championship game with me?
Probably.
That's going to happen, right? I mean,
although
it could,
yeah.
But
remember, Reidsville losing the big guy.
They're losing the big guy and the little guard.
Well, if the guard goes, that's still up in the air.
Oh, he's not.
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I know that Harrison is leaving Reidsville supposedly and going to Providence Day. I was also told that
I don't think it's supposedly anymore.
Yeah, Deontay Neal, and this is all for what Deontay Neal leaving for Neal.
Yeah.
NIL.
Yeah, he's changed his name.
Deontay
NIL.
Put that on his back.
What's the speculation on his NIL deal? Anybody got any clues?
I don't have any idea.
6 figures? That'd be it.
I wouldn't think so.
No way.
Nah. I mean, not even Providence Day can do that, can they?
I was going to say, surely
well,
they can't.
Unless you got a corporate sponsor.
Yeah, but I did hear housing and
you figure
transportation.
all that into it. You figure all that into it.
Is that like a limo?
I don't know.
I think it's an Escalade daily.
I mean, the house wouldn't be his. It would just be, a house that they rent and he lives in until he finishes school. But I don't even know if that's true. That's just something I read.
So what is the advantage for Providence Day? They have a great player that can win them another title. They win titles anyway, don't they?
They pay.
I know.
That's what it is.
No, but he's saying what's
their angle?
What is it to them?
Oh. They're getting a top 10 football player in the United States. That's what it is. He's ranked in the top 10 in the U.S.,
but they
not just North Carolina.
But they win.
He just happens to be from North Carolina.
They win private school titles all the time anyway.
I mean, where did the guy come from that went to play quarterback at Michigan? He was the number 1 pick. Number 1 play, projected, not pick. The number 1 projected player in high school last year.
I would guess he's from Charlotte, but I don't know.
Yeah, he may have came there from somewhere else too. We don't know that. Hooks responds to my comment about the same teams in the rankings in the same order every year. He says exactly. I mean, I would love to find a way, and hopefully 8 classifications is going to help this a lot. But right now we see the same teams in every. Baseball is the only one that kind of You know, as far as men's sports, baseball is the only team sport that you kind of see, and maybe soccer,
maybe.
But football and basketball, the two big ones and the two big money sports, it's the same teams in it. Brett and I and Mike, we know we go watch the state championships all the time.
We saw
7 straight years.
I'm
we
trying
saw
to remember
Independence.
who all the teams were.
When these teams get on a roll,
Hickory, I would be surprised if they're not back.
Yes.
In the state championship.
Yeah, I would agree. But what would it have took last year for them to have lost to the Greensboro team? What?
Dudley. Yeah, real close.
That was,
Well, their last 2 games were real close.
That could have went either way.
Yeah.
71st in the state championship was close.
And poor 71st, the East just has a hard time competing with the West. They lost both state titles, didn't they? Basketball and football. They lost a 4A title game in both.
Yeah.
Who was the basketball?
Central Cabarrus. Nobody was beating them.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yep. Yeah, they had the NBA logo on their uniform.
That was a team for the ages, apparently. Wow.
Until this one.
But that was Hickory's first
do it again.
championship appearance in a long time.
It was
96, right?
When Brett and I saw him play Ragsdale many, many years ago. Saw him
Dave
play
Elder, right? The coach.
I think so.
And 1A was Mount Airy.
Mount Airy had a good run.
Yeah.
But their coach left, right?
Okay, but what are the chances you don't see Tarboro in that game?
Well, yeah,
Tarboro's going to win the East.
there.
They're going to win
almost
the East.
every year.
Yeah.
And Reidsville, I would say, is still the favorite to get back, even without.
Yeah.
Even
Harrison.
without the big guy.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, you take one guy off of that team, you know.
And they're still super talented. And they brought in a new quarterback, right?
He played last year.
Okay.
Yeah, they brought him in last year.
Yeah, he didn't play quarterback last year.
I don't know if I like the term they brought him in.
Yeah, he came.
Went there.
Yeah.
He went there.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there is schools that do bring them in.
Yeah,
but
that's a bad term.
A lot of times
he went there.
Yeah.
He's enrolled there.
He left Cummings and wound up playing for Reidsville.
But he's more of a basketball star than a football star. I think he went there to join those guys in basketball.
Yeah. And just happened to win the title as a quarterback.
Well, he wasn't a quarterback last year.
Was he not?
No, Al Lee was their quarterback the last 3 years.
That's right. Yes, he was.
And you're talking about
a mighty
Sharp.
good one.
Is it John Tavius Sharp or something like that?
I'll take your word for it.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that I think people were saying he was going to be their quarterback this year, but I don't know if he is or not.
I don't know if this is a shot or not, but Ned says high school football getting ready to start. Question. I say they have not stopped all summer. Well, they don't because you can do 7-on-7.
You can
just about from the time school lets out. Mm-hmm. It's within a week, I think.
Yeah, but we hadn't seen a game since December. So.
No.
Yep.
And I don't care about 7-on-7.
I don't either. Meaningless.
And nobody does really. That's just good workouts for your D-backs and your receivers and your quarterback.
Yeah, to try to get on the same page and timing and all that stuff.
A team can be great in 7-on-7 and very average.
How many times have we heard that?
Football.
Oh, boy, they've been tearing it up in 7-on-7 and they finished 4 and 6.
If I don't throw this out there, I'm going to forget. But I saw a news story yesterday, and you guys tell me what you think. Missouri, the state of Missouri, has 168 school systems that have gone to 4-day week. They go 58 extra minutes a day.
Right.
Is what they around 58 extra minutes a day than what they were doing. So it doesn't make up the complete time. What do you think about a 4-day school week? If you were
my first thought is, what do the parents do who work 5 days a week?
That's been the big
with their kids.
That's been the big thing.
That's been. Let's face it, though, the world of work is moving closer to that 4-day work.
Let me tell you why they did it. They had trouble recruiting teachers. Yeah. This has brought in as many teachers as they can want and more. Mm-hmm. People leaving different states to go to Missouri to teach because it's a 4-day week. What day you think they're taking off?
Either Monday or Friday.
I'd say Monday.
Monday it is.
You still got to have Friday for football.
Right,
and
I think that's why everybody plays athletics. I think all states pretty much are like Tuesday, Friday, and then Friday night being the big one, so they want to go to school.
So they get the long
day.
Weekend.
Yep.
They don't have to go.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
You watch a little news. That might be one of the CBS Sunday morning stories
Could be.
tomorrow as well. But I thought that
Could
was
be.
very interesting
It
that
is.
they've done that to lure in. I got no problem with it. You
So
know,
their day is
they
just
said you miss 58 hours a school year, and when you break down 58 hours
it's
in a
not,
school
that's
year, it's
not
nothing.
bad.
And that's not much at all. They tried to do it that way to make it look like a big number, but if you break that down by the number of days, you know, it's not that much that they're losing. Let's see. Lenny says, I think Jaden Davis came from Fort Mill.
Yeah, that's that quarterback.
That's the quarterback.
Providence Day.
Hook says the coach from Mount Airy left there and went to Freedom. Yes, he
Yeah.
did. We saw that last year at the end of the year when that took place.
Why Freedom? But did we ever figure that one out?
Isn't that where he's from?
Okay.
Wasn't he a Freedom graduate?
That makes sense. Then.
I love what Butch is getting on me for my saying I don't like the term they bring them in. Butch says, "Oh yes, they do bring them in." David, bring them in is correct.
But we don't know about David. the guy from Reedsville.
Right.
That's what you were saying.
Right. We don't know about that particular one.
I don't think Reedsville has to go out and look.
Well, okay, they had a quarterback that year. They weren't looking for one.
And
right?
like I said, that kid came there to play basketball.
Right. Yeah.
He's a really good football player too.
Mm-hmm.
But he won the MVP of the basketball state championship game.
Mm-hmm.
And Hook sends me this, and I heard this. You told me this, Brett, two days ago. Patton High School has suspended their varsity football program this year because of low player interest.
Just like.
So how many calls did Patton get saying, hey, you got anybody I can use?
I wonder. Yeah.
Or did they?
Was that the way that they go about it?
Or I don't know. I'm just saying, what do you do there? I mean, okay, number one, if those kids want to play football,
yeah, they should be allowed.
They should be allowed to go somewhere.
Anywhere.
They
yeah,
should be
where
allowed
they
to go
play.
somewhere.
That's right.
You know, because
closest
it's not their fault.
district or closest school or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you're gonna see some probably wind up at Freedom, some at
Drone and Eastburg.
Yeah.
I don't know
Okay,
what
so we're,
Patton's closest to.
I don't either.
So this is very similar to what happened to East Rutherford, right?
Yes.
Several years ago.
Yes.
Same thing.
Maybe identical. You know.
Did East Rutherford still had JV, right? During the years
and
they
this said
didn't
varsity.
have.
This said varsity.
Right.
So yeah, pretty much the same situation.
Well, now, how about in the CVAC, West Caldwell baseball? Was it baseball that they?
They did not have baseball last year.
That's right.
Yeah, varsity.
Varsity
baseball. They did not have varsity baseball last year. They do plan on having varsity baseball this year as of right now. So does this mean we have too many high schools?
Could be.
I mean, obviously we do.
We do.
It appears that we do in Burke County.
Yeah. It's not a highly populated county at all.
No.
Patton, Drone, and Eastburg are really close.
And they started talking at one time about, there was one time they were going to sell, Drone was going to be sold to Appalachian State as a
regional campus. Mm-hmm.
The Drone's done pretty well in athletics.
Yeah, it's been decent.
Mike says, is West Caldwell going to play this year? I guess he's talking about football.
Yeah.
As far as I know, they do have football.
You should know since you're the commissioner.
Exactly. I haven't been told otherwise.
Pretty late in the game.
Yeah. Hook says Patton will have JV football. So hopefully they have enough participation in JV football that they're able to get back on the varsity level next year. And
well, that really creates headaches for your conference members, doesn't it, to try to find games. Not easy to find football games.
Yeah.
No, not right. Not at this point.
No. Lord, it's late.
Yeah.
And I really must be back at school.
I was trying to find something. I got to admit, I got a couple things last week at the end of the show that I just missed. One thing I got last week was Don Revels had sent me something we had been talking about. He said, listen to this. He sends me a photo and he said, this is the actual picture of Ailsa Craig Island off the coast of Scotland. The granite for curling stones is mined there, believed to be the most densest in the world. Picture taken from Trump Tunbury Golf. See, Trump's got something in Scotland. Trump Tunbury Golf Course from 2022 golf trip to Scotland. So Don took the photo that he sent me, and it shows you the mine where they get the material to make the curling stones.
Oh, that's pretty good
because we
trivia.
were talking a little bit about that last week. During the show,
and we thought they got them in Pineville, the mecca of curling.
We did talk about some of that going on, some of the curling going on in Pineville. Man, what a morning! What do you guys? Any thoughts on the state of high school football in North Carolina? I mean, with programs not having enough, and are we going to see a school or two with this every year? I mean, there may be more than one. We just know of Drone because it's Patton. I mean, because it's right here.
Yeah. And I think it's proliferation. One reason of charter schools. I mean, they approve 10 or 15 more every year. I don't know what the number is in the state. It's probably up to 150 and 60. So many more options to go to school.
Is there a charter in Burke?
Well, I don't know about Burke.
I don't either. But I mean, is that a possibility?
I'm just thinking statewide.
Somebody would know if there's a charter school. Maybe I'm just overlooking.
I don't know
about what it is.
Morganton has. They might have something.
Yeah. But
a school for the deaf or
Athletic.
blind? Which one is it?
They do have school for the deaf, but that's been there for.
Yeah, I mean that's not taking
way before I was
Patton's
born.
football players away.
No.
I'm going to open a school for the gifted athlete.
Well, there's Combine right.
There's Combine right down the road here.
Yeah. DK
Rock and Roll High School.
DKHS for the gifted athlete. How about that? Could we get that rolling at some point in time? That's what some states have come to. I mean, especially in the Northeast, I think that high school's built for athletics. You know, it might be a one-room building for all their students.
Well, it's just the way even at the high school level now, players are just moving parts. They're all over the place. Don't you think that's part of it? I mean, I don't know. You keep hearing about, it looks like Shelby's going to be the power in Cleveland County this year, so everybody wants to go to Shelby. And I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot more movement.
Are you saying that you know that, or
no,
is that just as a for instance?
For instance,
okay.
I'm using that as a hypothetical
only.
They want to go, you're going to win. You're going to get pub.
It looks like Patton only had 26 kids come out total.
Total, yeah.
And I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just reading what somebody posted, but it says most of those were 9th and 10th graders.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess that's why they can have a
Have
JV
you seen
team.
the new
26 isn't enough.
New school
to
in
do
Charlotte
both.
was on the news this week. I can't remember the name of the new high school, but
Palisades.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
And they said that average age on their team is going to be 14. So I hope they're playing just a JV schedule.
Maybe that wasn't Palisades. Their coach was in the news for something.
Now
else,
you and I went by Palisades.
Yeah.
The University of Palisades, because it was a monster school in the TGK area.
Yeah.
Right.
But this is a different one, and I can't remember what it was called, but I did see it on the news earlier this week. 9 o'clock.
Their team's playing today. High school football scrimmages. Is that going on right now? I saw 2 buses.
It could be.
On 321 this morning. There was a Highland Tech bus going north on 321, and there was also a Charlotte Mech activity bus.
What's the deal? You got 6 days before you can hit.
They were scrimmages scheduled yesterday, but all of them I know of were canceled.
Oh yeah, so there probably are some going on this morning.
I mean, they were going to be scrimmages last night.
Yeah,
but the rain,
rain,
the heavy rain we got on Thursday, wasn't it Thursday? Yeah, from the hurricane pushed them, made them not want to play on the fields, which I understand. So I don't know.
It says the Burke County Jamboree was supposed to be last night. Which I don't know how that was affected because Patton was supposed to be involved in that.
I would assume most of your major jamborees will be next weekend.
Yeah, they usually are. They usually are.
I can't remember the season starting this late. Wow, can you? August 23rd, right?
No, but that's because you can't play on the 16th.
Right.
17th's earliest you can play, to my knowledge. So, next year it'll start almost a week earlier, I think, is the way it
So,
flipped.
to switch back.
Yep. The season does end on November 1st, the regular season, instead of going, we had got out of, it was in October, the last game. Now it's November 1st.
That's right.
Jason makes a good point here. The high school for gifted athletes is called IMG Academy down in Florida.
Yep.
That's definitely one of them.
And there's so many of those.
Yep. Several games have been rescheduled for today, says Butch.
I think they don't specialize in one sport like a lot of them do. Like Jason's saying, that's for all gifted athletes, which I think Combine's getting there too. With
what do they have?
all different sports,
baseball.
I don't know. I don't really know what all they have. Do they have soccer?
But yes, they do have those two.
They do
I don't know what all else they have. I really don't.
That's all I do know. They have those two.
Yep. And in basketball, they have like 3 levels, 3 different.
Do they have
that
girls?
Play different levels. I think so.
I think so.
I've never seen anything about Combine girls basketball.
I have not either.
Well,
I just wondered if it's an all-boys school.
I think.
Well, I'll tell you, the only thing I've actually seen stuff on, though, coming out of Combine is baseball and basketball.
Yeah.
That's all I've seen.
I've not seen anything else,
It may be just an all-male kind. I mean, they just do male boys athletics.
Oh, they're going to get in trouble for that.
I know. I don't know. If anybody knows if they have female athletics, I'd like to know it.
All right. Here's my lyrics. I'll go next. We'll save yours for last, Mike. Okay?
All right.
Guess I got what I deserved. Kept you waiting there too long, my love. Back in a moment.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com.
Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina since 1919. Sure, they deliver to your home with home heating oils. They'll help keep you warm, but they do a whole lot more. They feature bulk fuel delivery, on-site and commercial fueling, backup generator fueling, and farm and agricultural fueling. For home or business or farms, call on Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln, 704-735-2508. Online at rhodesandbill.com, located at 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook, too.
For where 2 or 3 have gathered together in my name, I am there in their midst. Matthew 18:20. You are invited to gather with us at Rhine Heights United Methodist Church, located at 520 Madison Street, just up from Betty Ross Park. Sunday school meets at 10, and worship follows at 11 every Sunday. Follow us on Facebook for special service announcements. Join us Sunday at Rhine Heights United Methodist Church.
Buying a Bobcat is now easier than ever at West End Sales in Vail. Now get 0% APR financing. That means low monthly payments. Or you can get $1,200 instant rebates on selected models. Now is the time to buy. Like we said, it's easier than ever. Again, get 0% APR financing or get $1,200 instant rebate on selected Bobcat models at West End Sales at the Highway 1827 West intersection in Vail. Online at westendsales.com and like them on Facebook too.
Western Steer Family Steakhouse in Newton has the best food around. Their buffet is like no other. Fried chicken, meatloaf, baked chicken, beef tips with peppers and onions, pintos and macaroni cheese, green beans, yams, and the best salad bar around. Hours of business Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Western Steer Family Steakhouse, 334 Southwest Boulevard, Newton. Call for takeouts at 704-325-3926. Like them on Facebook.
At Mr. Sparky, our skilled electricians can help fix any electrical problem. And with summer storms on their way, we offer generator services to get your life back to normal, faster. Call Mr. Sparky today for any electrical need.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
No more malarkey. If you need a generator, call 704-435-3060.
Zeus Auto Repair and Performance at 1122 South Aspen Street in Lincoln now have 4 North Carolina licensed state inspectors on site. Need automotive work? They are the best. Oil changes, brakes, car detailing, and suspension work. You'll be in and out before you know it. Stop in and see the guys at Zeus Auto Repair and Performance at 1122 South Aspen Street in Lincoln. Hours of business, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 704-240-3061. Zeus Auto Repair and Performance.
Notary services available on site as well.
Welcome back. Sports Talk, second half of the show this morning. David Keever, Mike Powell, Brett Keever. Glad to have you along. Way to go, Ned.
You already got it.
Didn't need but 2 lines there to come up with the
I have
song,
no clue.
The song and the artist. Lenny says that new school is Ballantine Ridge. That's
okay. I hadn't
exactly
even heard of that one.
Ballantine Ridge in Charlotte. I'd be interested to know how many high schools now in Mecklenburg County.
Oh boy.
Public. not even count the privates, but how many public?
That's a terrible name. I wonder what their
Ballantine Ridge
mascot is.
Well, what we already got. We got Hickory Ridge, right? We seem to have a number of ridges.
Porter Ridge.
Yeah.
Sandy Ridge, Rocky Ridge.
I don't like it.
I made those up, but there probably are one somewhere.
Sandy Ridge.
There's a Rocky River.
The Rocky River.
The new school in Ballantine is this new school in Charlotte is Ballantine Ridge. I'm like you. I saw their coach on TV the other night, and he was talking about how young they were going to be. Yeah, I think most.
Well, I don't know if I
schools,
like them or not, or if I.
Most new schools start with just JV only.
They're the Wolves.
Here's another one. Ned says Marvin Ridge.
Did you hear that? They're the Wolves.
Are they?
The Wolves.
Bad thing. Oops, I just gave it to you. I just gave it to you. Why did I do that?
Yep, you did.
I could have gave Brett one hint, and he might have remembered it, and he might not. But yeah, Ned was the only person that answered correctly here with Badfinger. Do you remember the song that ended the greatest series in the history of television?
Greatest series? You must be talking about Breaking Bad.
Yep. And this song was what was played at the end.
I can't.
And it was a great line because the first line of the song was, "Guess I got what I deserve."
Yeah.
Baby Blue.
Baby Blue. Baby
Which
Blue.
also had to do with the crystal
Yeah.
blue.
The crystal blue, crystal meth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. Yeah. Badfinger.
Bad
Way to go,
finger.
Ned. Baby Blue. He says the Beatles and McCartney were a big influence, is what Ned says on Badfinger. Badfinger out of England? I know they're out of Europe somewhere,
out of
right?
England.
Or
Another,
out of England
another
or
English,
Scotland. Or,
English group. Yep.
Okay. Yep. Guess I got what I deserved. Kept you waiting there too long, my love. All that time without a word. Didn't know you'd think that I'd forgot or I'd regret the special love I have for you, my baby blue. And that baby blue wasn't about a person. Not on Breaking Bad.
No.
It was not about a person. But it was a very deep love for baby blue. Made somebody quite a bit of money, didn't it, Brett? I saw a show the other night. What was the crazy guy's name on Breaking Bad? The drug dealer that Tico?
Tuco. Was that it?
I think it's Tuco.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right, Tuco. I saw him on something playing a whole different role, like a normal person. Yeah, and after you see him as Tuco, and I know Mike's probably almost to that point.
I'm almost there.
After you see him play Tuco, you really can't picture him doing anything else, can you, Brett? Except being the wild man.
Well, it's like the chicken guy, restaurant guy. What's his name? Is it Gus?
I think it might have been Gus. Apollo Chicken or whatever.
Well, I watched an old Spike Lee movie that
he was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff.
Do the Right Thing. I don't know if you've ever seen
great
that.
movie.
I can't remember his name, but he's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, you ought to see him in the role he plays in that movie, and it's funny because that movie's from 40 years ago, but yeah, totally different.
Well, if it's
character.
like he's a little wimpy guy or something like that, getting pushed around, that would surprise me more.
He's just very different.
Yeah.
Speaking of TV shows, did you guess the ending of Presumed Innocent?
Oh, no.
Don't spoil that.
No, don't say anything about it because he hasn't watched it.
Gotcha.
So don't go any further than that. But
All right.
absolutely not. I can tell you that much right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I figured
not.
you'd find that a surprise.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be.
That's the way it's supposed to be. It's a murder mystery and a trial court procedure. Yes.
I'm reading a few headlines here from last night. Guess what we had on our TVs last night? Do you guys remember? We had football, NFL football, on your television screen.
Yes, sir.
I didn't.
Over the last few nights. Well, it's that time. I always look forward to football, even though it's preseason, and I'll only watch a few minutes at a time. But going through some of the headlines from yesterday, one of them involves football. Mike Tomlin's quote, "Fumbles undid positives in Fields' debut."
Yeah.
You guys had talked about how many times he fumbled the football. Laney had mentioned it when we come in, how many times he fumbled last night, maybe 3, 4. Jokic leads Serbia past Germany to win the bronze. How can you get up and play for the bronze medal after you lose the semifinal?
I know.
I mean,
it's almost like remembering the old days when you played a consolation game in the Final Four.
Yeah,
Who
the smartest
wanted to
thing
play
they ever
that?
did was get away from that.
Oh God, yeah.
A consolation game to see who finished third in the nation that year.
Who cared?
I'm gonna save Jason's message because it goes back to something we were talking about. I'm gonna save it for a minute. Jokic leads Serbia to the bronze. Let's see. U.S. women stun Miss Water Polo podium. So the U.S. women did not medal, I'm taking it, in water polo, and they were expected to.
I guess.
The way it sounds in that headline. Let's see. Coach Lyles had 102 fever. Oh, the coach is saying, his quote was, Lyles had 102 fever when he won the bronze.
Right.
Wonder if a healthy Lyles would have won gold.
What did he win bronze in?
It was an individual thing, right, Mike? That he won.
Well, I saw him win gold in an individual
Did
thing,
you?
but
he won gold in the 100 meters.
Okay, so what did he win the bronze in? Was that the relay?
200 meters.
The 200. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he was trying to do what only a few people have done. Usain Bolt won the 100 and 200 in the same Olympics. Carl Lewis did it, but it's very few.
And I don't know the story on this one, but it's college football, and it says Arkansas running back Hill blames a bad agent for the FSU exit. So this guy, I'm guessing, was at Florida State and somehow has now flipped and going to Arkansas to play for the Hogs. But I thought maybe one of you guys had heard something about that. I hadn't either. No details on it. But
speaking of the NFL, last night I was reading New York Post while I was up there. I picked it up a couple times, and it's really hard to find a newspaper in New York anymore. Nobody carries newspapers. But anyway, one of the columns of the New York Post made a case in a column yesterday that Tommy DeVito belongs in the NFL. They call him Tommy Cutlets, the big story for the Giants.
Yep.
And he came in their game against Detroit and really did a good job. But odds are he's probably not going to make the team or just be on the practice squad because Drew Lock, they've already signed him up as the backup to Aaron Rodgers.
They wish.
To Daniel Jones. I'm sorry. Daniel Jones.
Wrong New York team, Mike.
It's funny you brought up the
Mike's in his Giants blue and Brett's got on the Jets green.
Yeah.
But this column has made a case to keep him. He's such a popular player with all the fans because
he won't be popular long if he don't win football games.
I know.
Let's face it.
He did come on last night.
It's New York.
Did a good job, but anyway, the night before. So,
what are you going to say?
I just thought it was
Brett?
funny he brought up finding a newspaper in New York because this week I just watched the movie The Paper. Have you guys ever seen that?
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Michael Keaton, Robert Duvall.
Oh yeah.
Ron Howard directed it.
I have not.
On New York City newspaper.
Yeah, I've seen that one. It's a good one.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
A lost item, right, Mike?
Yep. They're calling Tommy DeVito the people's choice. Yeah,
they didn't draft a quarterback, did they? The Giants
no.
did not draft
Daniel
a quarterback.
Jones is the guy.
Who did they get? Did they get a receiver early?
They did.
One from LSU?
I think it was.
Neighbors.
That's what came to my mind. Was they got
he's going to be their deep threat, apparently.
Yeah, and they needed a receiver, but
yeah,
I don't. Can they win with Daniel Jones at quarterback? That division,
not a lot.
That division is it's pretty tough. That division's pretty tough. I think Washington's better than they were last year. Dallas is probably about the same as they were last year. And Philadelphia, I don't know what to expect from Philadelphia. They were a Super Bowl champion for
a very good roster.
12 weeks.
I don't know.
And then they just
about there.
Didn't they go like 1-6 to end the season?
Maybe worse than that.
Yeah, and nobody could figure it out. And they say they still got problems. Some of the stuff I've watched this week says the problems are still existing in the
I don't
training
think
camp.
Sirianni's going to make it much longer.
Will he get past week 1? Will he make it to week 1? And what's going on with that?
Yeah, it's insane.
I'm going to go back to Jason's comment right quick now. And, Brett, you'll know this name as soon as you hear it. Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, that's him.
Is the actor
That's him.
Who played Gus Fring. He had a long career, but got his movie start by being Spike Lee's School Days and Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
I did not realize he was in both of those back in the day.
A very young Giancarlo, whatever you said, Esposito.
And
Spike Lee's one
really
of the stars
actor.
in that movie too.
Did he work in the pizzeria? That actor, and in the film? Remember the pizzeria?
In what film?
Do the Right Thing.
Do the Right Thing. No, Spike Lee was the one who worked in the pizza place with the Italians.
That's right.
Well, did he do the right thing? That's the age-old question.
Most of the people in that movie did not do
the right
thing. Rodney Willis, crawling out of bed this morning, said the Giants took Malik Neighbors. That was the LSU
Malik
receiver.
Neighbors.
That LSU is. I heard something the other day talking about they were calling Ohio State wide receiver U. I'm not sure you can put them ahead of LSU just yet as wide receiver university. I know both of them have a lot in there, but which one? I mean, you look at Justin Jefferson and the guy with the Bengals, Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
And now this guy. I mean, that's pretty good, top 3 right there. I don't know if
Ohio State probably has more depth.
Right. They have more.
Not as many stars.
Yeah. And we'll find out with Marvin Harrison
Yeah.
Jr. I think he will be a star.
Yeah, he seems destined.
In the NFL. Good
But
pedigree, right?
Yeah, you got to look at what LSU has put into the league in terms of star receivers.
Defensive backs and receivers seems to be their
Well, for a while,
strength.
Odell Beckham Jr. was their top guy. And then was it Jarvis Landry? Was that LSU? Around the same time.
Well, that's what I was going to ask
Beckham.
you. He's a good receiver. I'm not sure he was LSU.
I think he
I'm
was.
not either.
Did you see that
But he might be out of the league.
all the
now.
mess going on with Brandon Ayuk?
Yeah.
And everything.
Mm-hmm.
They were offered a trade with the Browns. The Browns offered them a trade straight up.
I saw that. Well, what? It was Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper.
And a second-round pick. Right?
What was it? Yeah. Why didn't the 49ers
I don't
jump
know.
on that?
I'd have probably taken that one.
I mean, if you're going to give me one of those for this one, I know I'm guessing Cooper's older.
He is older.
But if you're going to give me one of those two receivers for this year, I'm taking Cooper. If I only get him for one season, I'd take Amari Cooper over Ayuk. Would you not?
I don't know if I would, but to have that second-round pick added, I would have taken that deal. But
a little surprised when I heard that because with all the frustration on both sides with Ayuk and the 49ers organization and not getting him locked up.
Cooper's a really good receiver.
Yes, he's going to get open, and he's going to make the catches. He's been really good for Cleveland, and he was good for Dallas.
Yeah.
Let's see. I heard yesterday, this is from Lenny, and I heard this too, that Chi Rodriguez had passed away. And this is the first thing out of my mouth, Lenny, when I heard it, was the rest of your message here. Or as WKRP newsman Les Nessman would say, Cha-Cha Rodriguez.
Cha-Cha Rodriguez.
Yeah, when he was doing the sports, he called him Cha-Cha Rodriguez. That was so funny back in the day. Chi-Chi was a comedian that played golf. Showman. He was always fun to watch, always something going on. I don't know, did Lenny, I don't know if he said his age in that or not. No, I'm wondering. 88? 88 for Cha-Cha.
Just heard about a death in music last night. Maurice Williams.
Really?
Maurice Williams and the Zodiacs. Can you name two great R&B hits, Stay and May I, from the 60s?
I know the name of the
group. A little bit longer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know that one.
Jackson Brown.
And what was the other? Yeah, he did do Stay.
May I.
May I. Don't know that one.
Yeah, it's an oldie.
Right off the top of my head. Hook says, I'll say in a year, Bill Belichick will join the Giants, and Dak Prescott will be signed as the Giants QB or signed with the Giants as well. Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
Okay, you got the Eagles that just signed the superstar running back. Help me with his name from the Giants.
Barkley.
Yeah, Saquon.
From right there in the division.
Yeah.
Now would the Giants sign a quarterback named Prescott from a division rival? Because the Giants have been hammering Saquon. The Giants fans have just been hammering Saquon for going to the Eagles. You can't hammer the guy for going to somebody that offers him more money. I don't care if it's your biggest rival or not.
That's all about money.
It is. It is. The Giants had the opportunity to pay him.
Yeah.
They decided not to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these guys don't care about the rivalries like the fans do.
No.
Let's see. Yeah, Lenny says Maurice Williams. Maurice Williams. Looking back at that name.
Yeah.
Right there. What's happened here with the computer? Y'all trying to sabotage me here this morning? Let's see. 9:25. Let's do this before we go any further. We'll get into, as much to my dismay, we'll get into yesterday's Major League Baseball scoreboard. because my Red Sox were beaten soundly last night. This is the luck with me and watching the Red Sox play. I can flip it on, and they'll be up 2 runs, 3 runs, tie game. Within 5 minutes, they're behind. And you think I'm kidding about that. But that has happened to me about 10 times this year. They can have a lead, I'll flip it on, they've got a lead, and within 15 minutes, they're behind in the game. Same thing happened last night. They were ahead in this game, and they went behind quickly, and it escalated quickly and got out of hand. 8-4 doesn't sound like that much, but they were out hit 16-6 as the Astros beat the Red Sox on Friday night. The Twins beat the Guardians 4-2. Nationals over the Angels 3-2. Orioles over Tampa Bay 4-1. Oakland loses to Toronto. Toronto wins 3-1. Padres over the Marlins 6-2. Cubs over the White Sox 7-6. The Brewers beat the Reds 8-3. I guess this was a doubleheader. The Twins get the best of the Guardians 6-3. Didn't I already say them one time?
Yep.
Let's see. So a sweep. And the Guardians have been maybe the hottest team in baseball here.
7 straight losses now.
Really?
For Cleveland, yep.
Wow. How quick things can change when you're on top of the world.
Hey, how about those amazing Mets from laughing stock to contender?
I'll tell you what. That's a team I like to watch play. I don't know why. I like the Mets. I like to watch them play. And they've gotten hot here. That's for sure.
Yep.
Cardinals over the Royals 8-5. Rockies and the Braves have done the opposite. They're slipping. Seem to be slipping every day. 6-5. Rockies beat the Braves last night in Colorado. The D-backs over the Phillies 3-2. The Mariners over the Mets. Just when you bring them up, Mike, they lose 6-0.
I know. I say they're hot and got back into playoff contention.
And Seattle's another team that's been very consistent all year. 6 games over 500 are the Seattle Mariners. Dodgers beat the Pirates last night 9-5. And the Giants edge out the Tigers by a score of 3-2. Texas and the Yankees rained out last night in the Bronx. I can't think of a better place to have rain. I'm just kidding, Monty.
Mike can.
Well, maybe he didn't go up into the Bronx. But if the Bronx were getting rain, so was Manhattan.
Believe me, it was soaked.
Yeah, well, you were fortunate enough to miss the Thursday here because
how bad was it?
It was just horrible, just sloppy all day long.
Yeah.
And
I heard like 4 inches of rain in some places. And that.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was flooding in a lot of different places. Fortunately,
how about wind?
Weren't as strong. Not too bad. Moderate. 25 mile an hour maybe.
Yeah,
but I think they were more destructive in Charlotte than they were.
Yeah, because there was trees.
Here,
trees toppled in Charlotte.
I got a baseball-related trivia question.
Well, that.
All right.
Here we go. It's still early.
Name the 3 oldest stadiums in the National League.
Wrigley.
That's number 1.
All right, let's set on that. It's time for our final timeout.
Wrigley.
Let's set on that. Let's think about that. Let's see if any of our listeners want to answer. I see Monty firing back at me already. Wow on the rain dance for New York. Hopefully get it in a doubleheader today. Yep, that's if that's what they plan to do. I thought it said on the bottom of my schedule. Let's see. Yeah, it does. It says August 10th. That would be today.
Well, yeah, they were forecasting one more day of rain in New York today, and then it was supposed to clear out for the weekend, I believe. I recall.
Lenny says I must flip it on about the 7th inning because the bullpen enters and it becomes a joke. Talking about my Red Sox. Lenny also a Red Sox fan there. Let's see. Scene from a 1979 movie. That might be answering a trivia question. Would that have something? No, that ain't the trivia question. Can't be.
I don't think so.
No. Scene from a 1979 movie, North Dallas 40, lineman fussing with assistant coach. How come every, and this is a quote, how come every time I call it a game, you call it a business. And every time I call it a business, you call it a game. Let's see. Monty says that would be the second doubleheader this week for the Yankees. And we have a guess here from Rodney on the let's save it for after the break. We got Mike's lyrics coming up. Then we're going to take a break, come back with the lyrics and the answer to Brett's trivia question, which is the 3 oldest ballparks in the National League. And I threw out Wrigley as number 1.
Yep.
Number 2 should be pretty easy. It's
Yeah.
the third one that's tricky.
Yes, it is. If he's correct, yes, it is. What you got, Mike?
I'd say Chavis Ravine, Dodgers.
That is the second oldest.
Third one.
Chavis. I think it's Chavez. Chavis.
I blew that one down.
Leave that headset on. You got to give us some lyrics.
Oh, lyrics. Okay.
Oh.
This is a group. Just give you that. Oftentimes, the title of the song is never actually mentioned in the lyrics. Anyway, hey, hey, mama.
We know who that is.
So the way you move, gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove.
Yep. I think I got both.
Child,
that's enough. We'll see you back in a moment.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flipped through magazines and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their many floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Lake Electric Company was founded in 1984. They are licensed in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Virginia. Safety and quality is first in everything they do. For all your electrical needs, serving Lincoln County, Catawba County, Burke County, Mecklenburg County, and all the surrounding counties. When it has to be done right, call Lake Electric. Let them take care of your family. Lake Electric Company, 4362 Providence Mill Road, Maiden. Call 704-483-4000. Online at lakeelectric.com.
Stop by Lowe's Home Improvement in Lincolnton for their great deals on items you use around the house. Need to update around the kitchen? Then shop a great selection of appliances and some up to 30% off retail prices. Buy Craftsman's 20-volt max battery and get your choice of matching Craftsman cordless tool free. Update your workshop area with a wide selection of shop tools, only $99 each. But hurry, these deals won't last long. Shop Lowe's in Lincolnton for the things you want to buy today.
Century Drug in Boger City is the first pharmacy in the area to offer peace of mind for you, your caregivers, and for your family with a convenient poly pouch, strip pouch system, just like the one you've seen on TV. No more sorting through and keeping up with your multiple bottles of medication. No more filling daily reminder boxes. No more calling in meds and worrying about refills. You'll receive all your medications once a month in a box that dispenses a convenient, easy-to-open strip pouch that is perfectly labeled for breakfast, lunch, bedtime, etc. Century will be the link between you and your doctor to assure you that your medication profile is up to date and refillable. In other words, Century Drug will do all the work. You just take your medications and be healthy and happy. Call or come by for a visit today. 704-735-2551. Century Drug, East Main Street in Lincolnton.
Okay, back to the PG version of the show and not the R that we had.
We were doing R.
Easy. Stop. Don't say anything.
I'm not.
I know you.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, we'll keep it at least PG, if not try for G.
So it sounded like we were headed toward a Tim Biggerstaff type line there.
Oh, man. Anytime we mention Tim, I always comes back to one when I was doing a Legion game with him in Rutherford County. And
you can't give that one on the air, I'm sure.
Probably shouldn't.
No.
But you probably can. You probably can, but you know how it is. Somebody would be offended.
Yeah.
Right?
Probably not any of our listeners. But
the United States of the offended.
Yeah.
Somebody would be offended. But Lenny has guessed here on the
lyrics.
Let's do the lyrics. He has not guessed on the lyrics, but we all got the lyrics.
Does anybody in Radioland guessed?
I think so. I think Ned got them. Yes,
Okay.
Ned did. And Brett did. Laney did. I did. Because not many songs start with "Hey, hey, mama."
That's right. Well, I got one.
No.
I got another one. If you can,
You haven't even told who this is yet.
Okay.
Tell who it is.
Black Dog by Led Zeppelin.
Black Dog by Led Zeppelin. And it does not mention the title.
No, and there are a lot of, and of course, Brett's a fan of Zeppelin, but a lot of their songs do not actually.
Brett would have got that one if you'd have said the last line.
Yeah.
Most likely, of the song. Go ahead. What were you going to say? I know you want to get that other one out there.
Yeah, get this from just one line. Get this from just one line. So you think you can tell.
Pink Floyd.
Heaven from
Wish
Hell.
You Were Here.
Yep, Wish You Were Here.
Dang. I knew you'd get it in one line.
Then don't act so disgusted when we do.
Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail?
Yeah. That's one of Brett's favorite songs.
Yeah, I love
ever,
that song.
I think, isn't it, Brett?
One of my favorites.
Yep. I like it too.
Pink Floyd
I like
song.
it too. Yep. But it's kind of depressing.
All their songs are.
Well, I don't know. Like Money. Money's not.
No.
Depressing.
A lot of them are about control or boredom. Or
Rodney and Lenny. Let's see. I'm trying to see who all got the baseball trivia. Ask it one more time. The three
oldest National League stadiums.
Yeah. And number 1 and 2 we answered before we went to break. And one was Wrigley, which is pretty easy to get for National League. Number 2 was Dodger Stadium. What year was Dodger Stadium built?
Around 1960, somewhere around there. I don't know. It could have been late 50s, could
And
have
of
been
course,
early
Wrigley
60s.
goes back to
over 100 years, I think.
Yep. You start thinking about it. And
I think Dodger Stadium is the third oldest in the whole league after Fenway and Wrigley.
It's not a real long time now. To 1960 will be 100 years.
Yeah.
And in the grand scheme of things, here we are approaching that.
I went to a restaurant in Times Square called Junior's, and
all the restaurants there, you went to Junior's?
Yeah, but they got a history. They also have a location in Brooklyn, and they had memorabilia from when the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Yeah. Oh, that's where I'd want to go.
Left Brooklyn.
I want to go in a restaurant with history.
Yeah, and it had it. Yeah, big headlines. You know, when the Brooklyn Dodgers won the World Series, and of course then they left to go to L.A. A lot of memorabilia there.
What year did they leave to go to L.A.?
I think it was 50.
That was late 50s.
58, I believe.
Okay.
It says Dodger Stadium opened in 62.
Wonder where they played till that.
Was the L.A. Coliseum? Maybe I can't.
I don't know. That's good.
Yeah, I'm not positive. I think I've heard that it was the Coliseum, but yeah, it was L.A. Memorial Coliseum.
Lenny said, "I'm guessing Wrigley, Dodgers Stadium, Coors Field," and he could have stopped right there because he got it. And he said, "If not Coors, then maybe the Diamondbacks."
Coors Field,
But
wow.
Coors Field is the third oldest.
Which means there's been a lot of new construction.
Exactly. So that, I mean, that just Lenny also gives me some information here on a local kid, Alec Burleson, hit home run number 20 last night.
I also saw a tape in which he hit one that should have been out of the park, and the guy kept it in the park with a heck of a catch.
No. He's having a good year. I don't know. Brett, see if you can find
really good.
His batting average.
I think he's around 280.
Yeah. And 280 this day and time is like 320.
Yeah.
From yesteryear. But I was watching a game of flipping channels and watching different baseball games this week, and I saw one with Larry Walker in the booth. Remember Larry Walker, the great Larry Walker, the Canadian Hall of Famer? He was really good. He's always, got a joke up his sleeve. He's ready to, to hit you with a one-liner or something. And he's just I wish he was on there more. It was pretty entertaining to hear some of his thoughts. He said I couldn't win the batting title back then hitting 350. He said I couldn't win the batting title hitting 350. He said today I could win it hitting 300.
Yeah.
He said how times have changed. Ned says he thinks the Dodgers and the Giants both started playing in California in '58. Did they both leave the same year?
I think they were the same year.
Yeah, because, of course, we know it was the New York Giants.
Yeah, could you imagine New York and all those fans that all of a sudden the team just up?
Yeah. And, they didn't have an NFL franchise.
And where did the Giants play in New York? What area?
Well, I know where the Dodgers played, Ebbets Field, because I saw a big picture of that in this restaurant I went to.
Obviously, they were Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of the Giants stadium.
And the Yankees in the Bronx.
Polo Grounds? No?
That's where the football Giants
play. But I just wonder what area. Was it in Queens?
I don't know.
In Manhattan? I mean, I don't.
Well, you got Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island, Bronx, Brooklyn. That's it, right? The 5 boroughs.
And the Mets are in. What is that?
Polo Grounds is what Ned says.
I think it is Polo Grounds.
The Giants played in the Polo Grounds.
Yeah. I just remember hearing that somewhere.
Yeah, not the Polio.
No, Polo
Grounds, but the Polo Grounds. Another message rolling in. Lenny also says the Polo Grounds, which
it says it's in Manhattan or
okay.
was in Upper Manhattan.
It was in Upper Manhattan. Okay.
And now no baseball in Manhattan, right? No football in Manhattan, no baseball in Manhattan.
No.
NBA?
Yeah.
Knicks?
Yeah, Knicks, Madison Square.
Yeah, that's right. But the other one is in Brooklyn.
Oh, I went by that, too. I did see that. Madison Square.
The other one's in Brooklyn, right? The Nets are in Brooklyn.
Nets.
So very few. And even the Jets and the Giants don't even play in New York.
No. It's not.
They play in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yep, they play in New Jersey.
That's right.
The Rangers are in Madison Square
It makes
Garden.
me wonder. Well, who knows when they'll build another stadium? I was just sitting here thinking, will they ever go back to New York and play NFL in New York? But that stadium's only 5 years old, maybe 10. Maybe older than that.
I don't know where you'd build.
Time
one.
goes by pretty quick. Yeah. It'd be hard to build in Manhattan.
I'm telling you can squeeze another thing in there.
Hard to. Did you find anything on Burleson?
Yeah, 278.
Okay.
20 home runs, 67 RBI.
Solid.
Everyday player.
He's 111 for 399. 429 plate appearances, only 53 strikeouts. That's a pretty good strikeout rate, or whatever you want to call it.
On base percentage. Let's go with that.
On base percentage is 312. He's got 7 stolen bases out of 10 tries.
Now, which Harvey is it that's still in the majors?
Hunter.
Look him up, because I think I heard he was traded. He was involved in a trade about 10 days ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
Or maybe over the last week.
Well, then I went to the team that he was on, and maybe I
might have to just look him up as. Well, he may still be there. Maybe I misunderstood, but I thought he was involved in a trade recently, and I missed the teams. I don't know where he might have landed.
I know he started with Baltimore. Then I think he went to the Nationals. Yeah, he's with the Royals now.
Okay, went from the Nationals just recently, right?
It had to be.
Yeah. Has he pitched any for the Royals?
Let's see. He was traded on July 13th. Don't have any stats here. Let's see. I have to go to the Royals roster and find him. He might have pitched against Burleson last night.
Yep, Lenny says Hunter Harvey, KC. I knew he was traded. I heard it on while watching Sports Center or something, probably watching the MLB. But I didn't catch, at the time, I didn't catch the team it was. Well, so he's gone from, what was the most recent team before?
The Nationals.
The Nationals?
Yeah.
So he went from the Nationals on a team that was, where they at?
Not good.
53-64 to a contender.
Yeah.
Kansas City, this has been kind of quiet. How many do you think their record's over 500, Mike Powell? Kansas City?
Yeah.
Are you looking at it?
Yeah.
Well, that makes it easier.
I wanted to see where the Giants were then, of course.
I wouldn't have guessed 11 games over.
I know.
But the Royals, with the slide of the Guardians this week, the Royals are in third place, but only 3.5 games out of first.
Very much in contention.
Yeah, I don't have his stats just with Kansas City, but it says he's injured right now.
Okay.
Back injury. He's pitched in 5.
But not with KC.
6 games with the Royals.
Oh, has he?
Yes, 6 games. He's
So
pitched in 49 games.
So he's
got
to be a relief guy.
He is, yeah.
Okay. I was going to say there's no way. That's been 6 starts ago when I heard that. I'm surprised he's even had time to have 6 appearances.
For the season, he's pitched 50 and 2/3 innings, 4.44 ERA, 25 earned runs, and 55 strikeouts in 50 innings. 2-4 record.
Are there any other locals? I consider Cal Raleigh a local guy because he's from Smoky Mountain High, and I got to see him play in high school. And I still think that Burleson and Raleigh were on the same field at the same time in one of those playoff games. I think they met 2 years in a row. I did see Raleigh homer twice in a game, once from each side of the plate, which you rarely see in high school. And he's done that recently in the big leagues. Just a couple weeks ago, I think he had a home run from both sides of the plate.
He's hitting 214, 24 home runs, 71 RBIs, 133 strikeouts.
So and he's a good catcher. He's a really good catcher, and he's a hoss. I mean, he's not he's not a little catcher by no means.
Well,
he's a big man.
His homer and RBI production isn't bad. I mean,
yeah.
He's not hitting.
He's not having the season. Okay, how many home runs?
24, I think I said.
I would take Burleson's numbers first.
Oh, yeah, 20 home runs, but a 278 average.
278 average, much higher average, and only, 4 less home runs?
Yeah.
No.
Only 4 different
Not
in the home
nearly as
run
many
column.
strikeouts.
Burleson's 25 and Cal Raleigh's 27.
Yeah.
So,
And there are lots of others. I mean, we can't name everybody that's from the state of North Carolina, which is great. I mean, it's good that we can't name everybody that's from the state of North Carolina. But
Burleson 3 for 5 with the home run last night.
Here's a good question to ask to get a poll question going. Who's the best baseball player ever out of the state of North Carolina?
Ooh. Well, I'm going to have to go down east. Jim Catfish Hunter.
Okay. Tony Cloninger got to figure
Tony
in.
Cloninger
Michael Jordan
is up there.
Michael Jordan does not figure in. The kid from Raleigh, he's going to be the one. I mean, it's not even going to be
What about
close.
Trot Nixon?
When we get done, the guy I'm trying to name from Josh
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
What about Corey Seager? 2 World Series MVPs.
Yeah.
One in each league. The only man to ever do it.
Yeah.
To win one in each league.
Yeah,
maybe it would be debatable. Josh Hamilton, though, had some exceptional years.
He did with the Rangers.
But, maybe he's not the best. I mean, right now you got the guy from Whiteville that's in the majors. What's his name? Gore? Mackenzie Gore.
Mackenzie Gore. What kind of career did Trot Nixon have in the majors?
Solid. I think he's got rings.
He won.
He
won
played
a
with
couple
Boston. He's got
championships.
rings.
And he was a starter.
He plays for Boston. He's got rings.
I can say that now. I couldn't say that 25 years ago.
No, you couldn't.
Let's see. Lenny says he blew a game about a week ago. He's talking about Harvey. He is leading Seattle team in RBIs, and that's talking about Raleigh. Josh Hamilton could have been, says Lenny, about the best.
But how about Cloninger, 24-win season when you...
Yep. Yep. And a pitcher that hit 2 grand slams in a game.
Yep.
I'm not taking anything away from Tony Cloninger because I love Tony Cloninger. Back then, 24 wins was a common, it wasn't that odd. Now, if you won 24 games, it'd be like.
Yeah, back then, the measure of a good pitcher is you win 20 games.
And now if you went over 20, there's somebody's going to say, wow, who's overusing that pitcher?
Yeah.
That's
Didn't the Orioles have 4 20-game winners on the same staff one time? When they had all those guys, Palmer, Cuellar, Dave McNally.
Yes, they did have 4.
Well,
Palmer, Cuellar, McNally, and
who's the other one?
Somebody come up with that for us.
We didn't mention
it was
Madison
Mike
Bumgarner,
something.
but he had a really good career, especially a postseason.
Yes, he
career.
did. Yes, he did. Bumgarner's got to be in the
Oh yeah, Bumgarner
top 10, maybe top 5 for sure.
I even got a couple bobbleheads of his.
Now this has Gaylord Perry mentioned.
Yeah,
Did he play high school in North Carolina?
Yes.
Yep.
Sure did.
And
his brother Jim, and everything at Campbell is named after those 2 guys.
Yeah.
Everything at Campbell.
Gaylord Perry, quite a career.
Yep. Let me read you a couple messages here. Scott Cloninger says he's at the Shelby scrimmage this morning watching Shelby and Myers Park. Getting a little bit chippy. T.C. Roberson scores a couple of times against Crest. So that's pretty heavy scrimmage going on right there. Let's see. Rodney says Catfish Hunter's in the Hall of Fame, so I don't know. Will Josh Hamilton be in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know.
Born in Hertford, he says.
That's right.
Hertford, North Carolina. Lenny says Gaylord Perry, Catfish Hunter are the pitching pedigree.
But Mad Bum.
I think when he says Josh Hamilton could have been, if his career was prolonged, is the way I take it. Wasn't there?
He had
banned
some
issues
and
with Hamilton.
Some big injuries too.
Yep. But a heck of a player in his prime. I would just like to see. I wish we had a way of looking.
You could probably
maybe we can get this for next week. I'd like to see a list of all the.
You could probably come up with a great top 10 if you really started doing a little more research.
Yes, you can. Yeah. Well, we hadn't even mentioned a guy like Tommy Helms.
That's right.
Out of Charlotte.
This list here has Bleacher Nation has Gaylord Perry as the number 1 player from
the state,
North Carolina.
Yeah. Yep.
Williamston High School.
Williamston. That's where Bull was at one time. Remember Bull that made his coaching rounds through Lincoln County?
Well, now the spitball was his thing, right?
Well, that and the Vaseline ball and the foreign substance ball. And,
right.
Yeah.
Won a Cy Young.
Didn't he have a emery board fall out of his hat? Remember that?
Yeah.
I think it was him. He took off his hat so to let him check him, and the emery board fell out to the ground. You can't beat it. I mean, that's just must-see TV. If you know, who was there's been a pitcher this year that got tossed when he come. They check them now every inning, when they come off the field. And there was a pitcher this year tossed for having something. I can't remember. Probably more than one, but just one that I remember.
Okay, now Gaylord Perry, did he coach Shelby post 82? In Legion?
It seems like he did.
No.
It seems like there's something up there that marks that.
I know.
That he was the coach at one time. Let's see. Pat Dobson, McNally. Okay, he's naming the Baltimore pitchers.
Right,
this is Lenny.
okay.
Pat Dobson, McNally. That was Dave, right?
Dave McNally.
Cuellar was Mike. That's the Mike I was thinking of. Mike Cuellar.
And
then Jim Palmer. Who's probably the most popular one out of that group.
Yeah, Pat Dobson, I think that was the name.
Mike really liked Palmer doing his underwear
commercials. Yeah, loved those underwear jockey commercials.
Back in the day. Here's one you won't think of right off the top of your head coming from North Carolina. Enos Slaughter.
Oh, yeah.
But a very popular name in baseball out of Roxborough. I like how his spell check put him being from Roxbury.
Roxbury.
A Night at the Roxbury. Ain't that the Saturday Night Live movie?
Yeah.
He's also in the Hall of Fame. Enos Slaughter.
Says Gaylord and Jim Perry, the only set of brothers to win Cy Young Awards.
How about that?
Enos Slaughter was a great hitter.
Bowie's Creek.
Yeah.
North Carolina, to be exact. That's good information. I'm sure there are baseball players. I was trying to think of the pitcher's name that's in the major leagues that pitched out of Clayton High School, just a suburb of Raleigh.
Was that Archer?
Yes.
Chris Archer.
Yeah, Chris Archer. Is he still in the league?
I think so.
Yep. He's been pretty steady. Enos Country Slaughter, says Lenny.
Enos Country Slaughter. That's
Even though spell check made it say Enid. Enid Country Slaughter, but it's Enos Country.
He was what, early 20th century?
Oh, yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah, I was thinking in the 1920s.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
That's right.
Yeah. Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles lead the Yankees just by half a game, and that's because of the rain out last night, right, Monty? Baltimore leads the Yankees by half a game. The Red Sox 6.5 out. Tampa 10. Toronto 14.5. In the Central, the Guardians hanging on now after losing 7 straight games. They only hold a 1.5 game lead over Minnesota, 3.5 over the Royals, 12.5 over the Tigers, 40 games over those lowly White Sox. Who's the worst sports franchise right now, the Hornets or the White Sox?
Debatable.
The Astros lead the American League. How about this team? They started off horrible, Brett. Like 12-25 or something.
Yeah, no.
Here are the Astros in first place now at 60-55. Mariners in a virtual tie with them. Then comes the Rangers 6 back, the Angels 9.5 back, and the A's 13 games out of first place. National League, Kyle Schwarber is Kyle Schwarber going to be a Hall of Famer?
Probably.
3 home runs in a game this week from the leadoff spot.
Yep.
Yeah, that was against the Dodgers.
Was it really? They probably still lost the game, didn't they?
No, they won that. They won. Philly won 2 out of 3.
Did they?
Yeah.
Anyway, the Phillies 69-47 hold first place in the National League East. But how about the Mets climbing the ladder? The Mets are in second place now, 8 back. The Braves 8.5, the Nationals 16.5, and the Marlins 26.5 games out. In the Central, it's the Brewers leading the way, 66-49. The Brewers lead the Cardinals now, who are in second by 7 games. The Cubs 9.5, the Pirates 10, and the Reds 10.5. Come on, Steve K. Them Reds are slipping on down the line. The Dodgers, it is the most competitive division, though, by record, no doubt. The Dodgers lead the National League West at 67-49, followed by the Padres, who are 2.5 out. Good race here, too. Diamondbacks 3.5, Giants 8, and the Rockies are 24.5 games. No playoffs this year for the Rockies. I'm
just elated the Giants are over 500.
Just about to run out of time. Lenny says, wasn't he part of the St. Louis Gas House gang?
Yep.
Enos Slaughter.
Gas House
I think
gang.
he was. Hooks says, good show this morning. Have a great rest of the weekend. Gone fishing. Enjoy it, Hooks. And Hall of Famer, question mark, come on now, goes Ned, and I have no idea which one that goes back to. Which one that goes back to.
I don't either.
I've read too
Is
many
he talking about
things.
Josh Hamilton? No.
Maybe. Could be. Maybe his career just wasn't long enough. Thanks for tuning in. For Brett, Mike, I'm David. See you next week on Sports Talk.